民跟后果，宣扬人民政府，今天胜利了。
但是你们能不能？
刚才也问我啊，我可以回半点去，无可奉告。我也不高兴。
哎，什么叫中国共产党啊？党叫干啥就干啥。
黑夜即将到来，一定要做好准备。
是。
干死共产党！不干死共产党，绝不罢休！
消灭中共是正义的需要。
Good morning, friends. Welcome to the Exposing the CCP show. And today we're going to continue to expose the CCP by sharing some and reviewing some of the Miles School's previous whistleblowing videos and talk about the fentanyl and the chaos currently in the United States and in the West. And we have today two guests today, Nina and Chris, with us, and we're going to discuss some very interesting topic. Welcome, Chris.
Hi, everyone. I'm happy to be on the show again today. Thank you.
Hi, Nina. Good to see you again.
Hi, everybody. I'm glad to join today and looking forward to share the updates of the whistleblower movement and take down the CCP.
Awesome. Taking down the CCP, a simple slogan, but also can take a lot of effort and courage. And Miles Guo started the program, you know, everybody think, oh, wow, it's so hard because the CCP was so powerful and formidable, you know, seems unconquerable. But there's a lot of hints, you know, we can take them down easily. Let's first watch a video from his previous broadcast, and we'll share our opinions later.
When the United States imposes travel bans, visa restrictions, and education bans on Chinese police and Communist Party family members, many people feel happy and gloat. That's understandable. But I want to seriously ask this. Since US can do this, there are many more things US can do. For example, Americans and Europeans could seize all illegal assets owned by CCP members in US. Wouldn't that be even easier? Very easy. So why don't they do it? US could have immediately declared non-recognition of CCP during the Tiananmen massacre. Why did it choose not to do so? US doesn't even need to go that far. It could just stop Wall Street from investing CCP and cut off the supply of US dollars. Do you think CCP could have survived until today? Could it continue to exist? If US simply announced that no tech companies are allowed to cooperate with the CCP government, do you think the CCP would still have techs to build Great Firewall? US was able to completely expel China's 3 major telecommunication companies from its market. So why doesn't it stop 11? U.S. space companies to be core controlled by CCP. Equal national rights, equal diplomatic privileges. This is a basic principle. You give me one, I give you one. You give me two, I give you two. CCP can block cyber attack and censor access to Facebook, Twitter, and Google. So why can't US block China's internet in return? Any of these actions would be more effective than simply restricting the CCP members or their kids from studying abroad, and would accelerate the downfall of CCP far more quickly. America could simply remove CCP currency from the SWIFT system and the US dollar network. Wouldn't that be even bigger? So why hasn't America done that? Sanction CCP members and their children is, in fact, more frightening than the severance of diplomatic relations between China and United States. But what I want to tell you is this. I can't say all of them, but the vast majority of these children are innocent. They had no choice. It's out of the 90 million CCP members, at least 70 million come from grassroots backgrounds, just like us.
It will be great if we can take down the CCP, without any violence or revolution. And this one is definitely, in my humble opinion, one of the most efficient ways. If we can do that, there has been recently a lot of news exposing the infiltration of the CCP into the United States through via what kind of media, is via their relatives, all their senior officials, their friends, their families, their sons, children's, and they have immigrated into the United States and take advantage of the freedom and liberty and all the benefit they have acquired from the slave laborers in China, and then try to undermine the freedom from the inside of the United States. Why we shouldn't do that? Another reason, because the economic loom recently, and everybody worried about the layoff. Where does the money? Of course, Trump has a great solution of tariff on China that can cause hundreds of billions of dollars revenue. But also, since the CCP has been labeled as anti-humanity and terrorism organizations, it's legal, definitely legitimate to enact this kind of act to confiscate the CCP senior officials' properties and assets in the United States. And we think that sounds really good. And you can, I think, according to Miles' intelligence, trillions of dollars assets in the West has been hidden by the CCP members, which is a lot of money. And that sounds like a very, very hard way to do it. Okay, so I think let's go to Chris. And what's your opinion on this one?
Well, I think that if the United States really wants, they have more than 100 ways to accelerate the collapse of the CCP. Travel bans, visa restrictions, and student visa bans are the least harmful to the CCP, but the most damaging to the Chinese people. This is because high-ranking CCP officials and their families deeply colluding with American traitors, American sellouts. Typically, they hold dual or multiple nationalities, making these measures ineffective against those the U.S. truly needs to sanction. Instead, such travel and visa restrictions block a pathway for ordinary people to escape the CCP regime. And that also that in this video from Mr. Miles Guo, it actually clearly points out the blueprint of collusions between the CCP and American traitors. There are several points that Mr. Miles Guo mentioned. First is that many CCP officials' assets in the US are co-owned with these American traitors. To seizing the overseas assets of CCP officials is equivalent to seizing the assets of these American traitors, for example, like Pfizer's stocks. And second is that during the Tiananmen Square protest, the U.S. president was George H.W. Bush, a Republican establishment figure and one of the masterminds behind the 9/11. Behind him were figures like Henry Kissinger, who were the American traitors colluding with the Chinese Communist Party, betraying the Chinese people and students. This is why during the June 4th incident, Bush allowed the CCP to kill Chinese students. And the third point is that Wall Streets are deeply collude with the CCP, using US dollars to pump up the regime, betray the interest of the American people while helping the CCP grow stronger and enslave the Chinese people. And the fourth point is the CCP's great firewall technology was built with the help of Microsoft and Bill Gates. Later on, Facebook also provided technical assistance, strengthening online censorships, violating freedom of speech, and selling out the information of users in Hong Kong, in Taiwan, and in the US to the CCP, enhancing the CCP's means of controlling the Chinese people. And the fifth point is that on January 16, 2021, SWIFT in the US partnered with the CCP's Central Bank Clearing Center to establish a new joint venture to operate the digital yuan called Finance Gateway Information Service Corp Ltd. Another case of collusion between the CCP and American traitors. All of the above explains why the CCP has been able to maintain long-term rule, enslave the Chinese people, and even challenge an attempt to overtake the US. It is precisely because of the collusion and cooperations of these American traitors that the CCP has deeply infiltrated the US. Therefore, to save the world, the US must eliminate the CCP's infiltration, strengthen itself, and unite with those awakening nations to dismantle the CCP and then to take down the CCP. Like we know, like America is heavily infiltrated by the CCP. So we really urge that President Trump to use a more harmful way to take down the CCP. Thank you.
Yes, definitely. This is very beneficial and could cause a least amount of damage to the stability of the US and the world. I think that's definitely a preferred way. And what's your thought on this, Nina?
Yes, I totally agree with you. So basically, the people living in mainland China suffers from the Chinese Communist Party a lot over the past decades. And most of the people, they got brainwashed by the Chinese Communist Party. They couldn't understand what is really going on until they, hear what Mao's revelation over the past 8 years. Mao's revelation is kind of the education to all the peace-loving people. What is the core of this evil regime about, and how they dictate their people and enslave the people? So basically, majority of the students who are study abroad in America or in Europe, they are the innocent 老百姓, like us, and we don't agree with the government, and we hope the system will collapse one day, so we could have the true freedom. But now the policy taking the Chinese students study in America, this is not the advanced strategy that the benefit the most for the American society. And there are Mao's are also recommend two very effective way to targeting the CCP. One is cut off the capital supply to the CCP, which is this is the supply of how develop their economy over the past 30 years. Since CCP joined the World Trade Organization, all the valuable manufacturing jobs moved from the America, Europe to China, and this is the backbones of a strong economy, and this is how CCP develop the world factory. And now the Western world understand they cannot sustain the relationship anymore. They want to decouple. How you decouple? You cut off the investment. And then the second is you cut off the technology supply. You can start it today, say, hey, we don't supply you all of these high-tech technologies like the semiconductors, high-end semiconductors, or the aero parts. And then the CCP system is collapsed over maybe the next 100 days. And why don't do this? Why you need to harm already difficult Chinese laobaixing? They already suffer so much in China, and now they suffer one more time because of the policy against the CCP. And this is really like you not gaining more allies, but you developing more enemies. And most of the students, they of course they don't understand CCP is the evil. At the end, they only suffer because they cannot go to the school anymore and they cannot finish their studies. They hate on the policy who set up this policy. This is really not creating the good image for American as well. Yeah, back to you.
Exactly. It's a very tough situation. We can see all kinds of confrontations, and definitely life is hard, especially right now, the economic crisis, the problem caused by the side effect from the vaccine shots, and many other social and political pressure from you can see all over the world, all the news, they're quite pessimistic and negative, not so many positive news. But, if we understand the root cause. This is why we always try to expose the truth about the CCP, exactly like Nina and Chris shared. If you look into the details, it's not just superficial, right? If you look at the surface, it seems like, yeah, it could be the Chinese students' problem. It could be just the left or right problem. You can blame either. But the issue is really the CCP is actually the hiding behind the scene. They're manipulating and instigating all the chaos around the world. They're causing a confrontation between the Chinese students and the immigration rules. They're causing left and right fight. They're causing riots and protests, all kinds of things around the world. And the CCP is the one we need to hold accountable for. And hopefully people can focus on that. Don't get distracted by their dirty tricks. So anyway, so let's look at another fact. It's very sad. Every time I visit the downtown of any city in the United States, and you see the problem, a lot of homeless, a lot of people, apparently are affected by drugs. I mean, I guess mostly fentanyl, and it's becoming a problem. And thousands of people, and I think tens of thousands of people died almost a month in the United States now, and because of this. And who is sending this one? It's the United States. No, sorry, it's the Chinese Communist Party, as Miles Guo has warned America since 2017. So now let's review a video from the Kash Patel's interview with Joe Rogan, and he finally in 2025 someone dared to speak the truth to the public, and hopefully we're going to elaborate a little bit more after that. So let's play the video.
Fentanyl, right? Everybody's like, how do you attack fentanyl? How do you stop this stuff? Okay, yes, let's go after the gangs, the narco-terrorists down in Mexico. 100%. You got to go after the cartels, the drug trafficking organizations. You got to shore up the southern border. The president has done an amazing job at both of those things, made it a priority. So we have decreased the amount of fentanyl being moved around, let's say, right? But not necessarily coming into the United States. So where's the root of the problem? The CCP. So the fentanyl precursors, the stuff you need to make fentanyl, comes from mainland China. That's it. Now, I'm sure like 1% of it comes from somewhere else in the world, but that's where it comes. They've got hundreds of companies standing up in mainland China, shipping this stuff out into the world. Now, their cover is that fentanyl has, and it does have a legitimate lawful purpose in terms of an anesthetic or medical use for anesthesiology related stuff. Okay, so there's like a minimal use for it. And what the CCP has done is they've come out and said, this is like the biggest, like, talk about the devil pulling the wool over the world's eyes. They're like, we don't make fentanyl. They're right. They don't. They just give you all the ingredients for it and ship it to Mexico. And then what they did was, to trick the world, they came out and said, hey, we're going to not sell precursor X. They're like, so now we're out of the fentanyl trade entirely. The problem is there's 14 other precursors you can use to make fentanyl, and they're still shipping all of those. So what we did when I got to the bureau is we stood up this massive enterprise to go after fentanyl precursor companies in mainland China. And they're probably not going to like that. And what they're doing now to get cute is they're shipping that stuff not straight to here. They're going to places like India, and I'm also doing operations in India. And they're having the Mexican cartels now make this fentanyl down in Mexico still. But, you know, instead of going right up the southern border and into America, you know what they're doing? They're flying it into Vancouver. They're taking the precursors up to Canada, manufacturing it up there, and doing their global distribution routes from up there because we were being so effective down south.
Oh,
yeah, it's a huge lift, but part of it is Americans just don't understand the depth and depravity of fentanyl. But what's worse is fentanyl. You don't hear of fentanyl deaths in China. You don't hear of fentanyl deaths in India. You don't really hear of fentanyl deaths in England, Australia, New Zealand, our Five Eyes partners in Canada. The Chinese, in my opinion, the CCP, have used it as a directed approach because we are their adversary and they don't like us and we don't like what they're doing when it comes to fentanyl. And their long-term game is this. How do I, in my opinion, kneecap the United States of America, our largest adversary? Well, why don't we go and take out generations of young men and women who might grow up to serve in the United States military or become a cop or become a teacher? And that's what they're doing when you wipe out tens of thousands of Americans a year. It's a long-term plan for them.
Oh, that is such a dark, dark thing.
It is, but we're on it.
I mean, as I mentioned, fentanyl is just one of the strategy that the CCP used to weaken, to kill the Americans. And according to Miles' intelligence, as the 3F plan that CCP has planned long time ago, and eventually the goal is to take down the democracy of the U.S. and also the rest of the world. So fentanyl is just one of them. I don't know, Chris, if you ever seen these pictures. If you haven't been into the U.S. recently, it's really heartbreaking. And previously, you know, they're homeless always, but the numbers are low and they're usually older people. Now you see a lot of younger generations. They're also fallen. And yeah, it's really getting really worse right now. And time give to you, Chris.
Oh, okay. Yeah, like I've been to the US and also been to Canada because I was studying in Vancouver, which were mentioned in the video. And then I think like 10, 20 years ago, there's already like drug problems in Vancouver. If you go to the Vancouver downtown, you go to Hastings Street, the corner between Hastings Street and Main Street, you will see the same thing that's happened in the place Z mentioned. Similar situation there, like junkies all over the streets. So after watching this video, I remember that in 2024, Mr. Peter Schweizer, after publishing his new book called Blood Money, stated in an interview with Fox News that SvenAnna and the Taiwan-based United Bamboo Gang, which he leads, collaborate with North American triads to assist Mexican drug cartels, particularly the Sinaloa cartel, in drug manufacturing and money laundering activities. And if we dig deeper, we can see that the Chinese Communist Party, CCP, ships fentanyl precursor chemicals to North and South America, including the United States, Canada, and Mexico. These chemicals are used by local gangs to manufacture fentanyl and other drugs, which are then distributed across North and South America and also the rest of the world. The largest gang in China is the Chinese Communist Party itself. And I can say that one of the largest gang in the world is also the Chinese Communist Party. The core issue is that without the CCP's permission, fentanyl precursor chemicals could not be exported from China. As long as the CCP is not dismantled and eliminated, it will continue to export fentanyl precursors chemicals to other countries. So if the FBI seriously investigate fentanyl, it could uncover the CCP's gang infiltration network in North and South America. And Zhang Anle would be a key target for the FBI to investigate. He's the culprit who helps the CCP perfect its drug trafficking, manufacturing, and distributing operations, and assist the CCP in weakening and destabilizing the United States. By collaborating with the Taiwanese government to arrest Zhang Anle, the FBI would not only help the US, but also assist Taiwan in eliminating CCP infiltration in the Taiwan island, thereby strengthen Taiwan-US relations. So I really hope that FBI can work with the Taiwan government to do that. Thank you.
Thank you, Chris. Yeah, it is a very critical time. If we don't stop that right now, things are getting worse and worse, and don't know what's going to happen to our new generations. The biggest concern every time I move or go to schools, I just have only one concern: is does this school have drug issues? And so far as I heard, even right now, a lot of middle schools suffer from fentanyl, and that this is evil, purely evil. The CCP definitely are killing our children, and yeah. Really, really saddening. Nina, what's your takeaway on this issue?
Yes. So last year about this time, I was in San Francisco, and I saw the zombies on the street who were, the U.S. citizen take the fentanyl, and they are really like the zombies. They hang there for hours and they don't move. They paralyzed. And this isn't, you can't describe them as human being anymore. It's really a tragedy seeing people suffer so much and have these addictions to this drug. And another thing is, like, Miles revealed 8 years ago, that was already 8 years ago, he said the darkness is coming, the dark night is coming, and prepared. Send out a warning to the Western world that CCP is planning to take down the Western civilization. And at that time, people was shocked and couldn't understand what he was talking about. Now, all of those revelations become true. Also in Europe, like the past years, in Germany also passed the law allowing the joint, legalized the joint, that a lot of teenagers right now, they taking the marijuana, and they use the marijuana as cover-up to smuggling the other drugs. And the other drugs is skyrocketing like 100 times the crimes 100 times more than before. This is really horrible, and it is also including fentanyl. Fentanyl is also here in Europe. And this is like, when you come to talk about the precious thing, human being is the most valuable asset on earth. Compare with gold, compare with crude oil, human being is the most difficult asset to to create and develop. And just imagine each human being from 20 years old to 60 years old. This 40 years, you can contribute so much to the society. The parents raising up the kids need so much effort, and expecting that this healthy, mentally, physically healthy human being can contribute to the society once they growing up. Then you see the drug. This is like the war. This is a chemical war that CCP waged against the Western civilization. And we have to stop it. And last week, at the 4th of June, Miles also called and revealed that once CCP public the recipe how to cook the the fentanyl drugs in the laboratory, it will be everywhere. It is not dependent on the CCP laboratory to manufacture and ship it elsewhere. They can cook it in your kitchen. They can cook it at your school, and this will be completely abused. And if you don't stop the CCP now, there will be no hope. And just imagine, like, each human being, how much, if you quantify the value they create to society, you can say, hey, this person over the 40 years, you create 4 million value worth, the GDP to the society. And just last year, 100,000 Americans died of this drug. This is equivalent to $400 billion. And you can quantify the loss of the society, and this is so much that the CCP created to the Western world. This is unbelievable. We have to stop them immediately now. Back to you.
Yes, exactly. This has to be stopped. All the CCP has to be stopped. And there's so many things. And the deep concerning thing is Miles Guo, who have been actively exposed to this. And by the way, according to him, he had interviews with FBI back in 2017 and 18 a few times regarding the CCP's fentanyl strategies. And finally, we are glad to see that in 2025, finally someone wake up our courage to expose the truth. And let's review one short video from Miles, and we can conclude our program later.
这芬太尼怎么到美国的？怎么能证明啊？他这个事情就是共产党干的？我说我问你个最简单问题。大纪元最近写了一个很好的报道，说这个郭文贵说了，这个芬太尼啊，就是对美国的毒武器啊。那不仅仅如此，芬太尼怎么来美国你就看一样。我说它是不是共产党的武器？所有战友今天在大陆，你拿3样东西啊，你去邮局去寄去，任何渠道啊，是1两酒啊，然后寄上1盒月饼，寄上1公斤的芬太尼，你去寄试试，月饼一定给你打回去，酒绝对让你进不去，芬太尼绝对过，90%要过。共产党的这里边是把芬太尼定为什么？只要发往国外的芬太尼一律过关，把它定义为药物，把酒任何酒精定为危险品，月饼定为美国西方不允许的食品，国家控制品。什么意思啊？就共产党已经告诉了全国人民，只要能毒死外国人的、毒死美国人的，通通是国家利益，去月饼都不行，1两酒都不行，甭说1斤酒。大家可以。
Yeah, this is just one video among many others. Miles revelation videos, and this shows just CCP's. It's basically public policies. You know, you can even just any person in comes China can ship this to the U.S. without any issues. They don't have any export control or even regulations for this. But the more concerning thing is can American wake up fast enough, you know, to overcome this issue and stop the CCP as soon as possible? And that's a great open questions. You know, we are the patriots from the new China, new federal state of China. We love America and we love American people. We love all the truth and freedoms. But eventually, the government, the U.S. government and the West has to take actions and to stand against the CCP. Okay, so now go to the Chris, and then you can have a couple minutes to conclude and about this fentanyl issue, please.
Okay, like from the video, it can be seen that in 2019, Mr. Mao Zedong already warned the U.S. and warned the world about the dangers of the fentanyl and the culprits behind the poisoning of America. Fentanyl is the CCP's means of poisoning, weakening, and destabilizing the U.S. But even though Mr. Mao Zedong already warned the United States and the world, but it seems that justice always come late. Because we know, for example, the key figures in CCP's drug operation, Zhang Anle, he is now still he's now still free, and he can do all his harm to the world, and nobody holds him accountable for what the damage he has done to the world. So and now he's even still in Taiwan, and then trying to help the CCP to reunify Taiwan. But seems that no one can catch him. But from this fentanyl crisis, we know that there must be proof, and also must already have evidence that FBI can seriously look into his case, and then to work with the government in Taiwan to hold him accountable, and then to stop the infiltration in Taiwan, also stop the infiltration in the US, and then it can also help the Chinese people. So, so I think it is crucial for the FBI to work faster, and then to get America out of the problem from the fentanyl. So I really urge that if that Trump's administration can do that fast, it will be one of the biggest help to accelerate the collapse of CCP. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Chris, for summarizing the fentanyl issues. And Nina, it's your turn.
Yeah, it's so interesting. Miles, in this video, he mentioned about the intelligence department. They were asking him how you prove that the CCP is targeting America and sending the fentanyl purposely to America, right? And Miles said, the Chinese beloved spirit baijiu, and everybody eats the mooncake. They can't ship it to America, but the fentanyl precursors materials can easily ship to America. Yeah, this is such a good example. You know, if they really don't want to harm the America, they can stop the material. You know what it's for. You can stop it already in China at the border, and not allow them to send it to America. But they did it in purpose to kill Americans, and every 100,000 of Americans, innocent Americans, died of this, and many of them are not dying, but they already addicted to these drugs. And as the president of America, you know better. You have the intelligence briefing on a daily basis, and you know how many people dying on a daily basis. Why you still choose to sit on the table, negotiate with the CCP? They're killing your people. And what are you doing? You're still trying to be friends with them? You want to have peace with them? They never want to have they never want to be friends with you. They want to kill you, they want to destroy you, and they want to destroy your nation. And you see it on every day. The 3F plan is executing so perfectly on a daily basis. And this is not only fentanyl this drug. This all the chaotic is happening. It's not only in America, it's in Europe as well. And this Western civilization is collapsing. Your health system, your social system, this is all under the threat. And there's if you don't take action fast, you have no chance. Miles already sharing all the intelligence with you. Like, isn't most of the students in America are the innocent people. You can targeting the 500 Chinese government officials. You have the list, and you can do a lot of things with it. Cut the money, set up the rules, like not allowing the capital investing in China directly. And Mr. Bannon already said, within 100 days, this illegitimate regime collapsing if you're doing it. Why don't do it? If you're really that smart, why you don't applying these smart strategies, right? Why harming so many innocent people? I mean, we are the free people. We can criticize a lot, but we do wish, like, the American government can truly take a good move, a smart move, yeah, and take efficient strategies to cut off the CCP from harming the U.S. citizens, and also harming the innocent Chinese as well. Back to you.
Excellent. Thank you very much, both of you, for this excellent sharing of your opinions and knowledge about the CCP. And it is definitely, can see, very urgent right now, because the world is facing several major crises, and that some of them are unprecedented, like the post-pandemic or the vaccine disaster. How do we get rid of that? More and more people getting sick and falling sick. And how do we overcome this economic crisis that probably similar to this 1929 recession, and also many other geopolitical, maybe even military conflict directly. But the truth we're trying to tell the world is the CCP is the root cause of all these problems. We got to unite together. Don't get separated by them. Don't be blinded by the CCP's strategies. We have to focus on CCP, and take actions. And if everything, like what Miles suggested, doesn't need all of them, just a few suggestions can be taken or considered, and the CCP will be gone very soon. Okay, so now maybe go to Chris and Nina. You say a few words, and we're going to wrap up the program. Thank you very much for joining us today. And Chris first, and then Nina.
他们的恐惧是我们的武器，我们的胜利。谢谢。
Oh, are we still? Like.
Yes, Chris, you can go ahead now.
All right, thank you. I know that we all supported President Trump, and we also want him to be successful in this term. And but President Trump must understand CCP is your first target. If you don't take down the Chinese Communist Party, then the Chinese Communist Party will work with those American sellouts to take President Trump down. We don't want that happen. So that's why we are always urging the U.S. government and we to take down the CCP and use the ways that Mr. Miles Guo suggests and the ways that NFSC suggests, because that's the most efficient way and the least harmful way to the Chinese people. Thank you.
Excellent. Thank you. And Nina.
Yes, I won't say the time is ticking. The time left to President Trump is limited. If he's not taking the actions fast, if he's not taking actions effectively, then the CCP will prevail. We don't want to see this world goes too dark, but we do hope that we take down the CCP. But if you really like not released, if they, Miles is supposed to come out already. Why Miles is not out yet? This is really a big question mark. It has been 6 months now, and Miles is still sitting in the MTC. This is really pissing me off, pissing everybody off. I hope the American really will take actions to take down the CCP, and working with the new federal state of China is one of the most efficient way, and this is the only way. Thank you.
Right. So hopefully good things will happen very soon, and still stay positive. I think a lot of good things will come, because I don't think the darkness will win, and the justice will always win. So just stay tuned, and we'll see you next time, next week. Thank you for watching. Have a good day.
Bye.
他们的恐惧是我们的武器，我们的胜利。谢谢了，兄弟姐妹们，你们健身了吗？行动，行动，行动！中共，你完了 ！Take down the CCP！
beginning, but the games you want to play. Bring it on and I will fight to the end. Just watch and see. It's all started, everything's begun, and you are over. Cause we're taking down the CCP. Spread the word all through Hong Kong. We will fight till they're all gone. We rejoice when there's no more. Let's take down the CCP. They have all life for too long. We will end what they do wrong. Spread the word all through Hong Kong. Let's take down the CCP. Let the bullets fly a little longer, and you will surrender. Let the bullets fly a little longer. We will have freedom to live. We will win. You'll surrender. Let the bullets fly a little longer. Let the bullets fly a little longer.
中共，
Let the bullets fly a little
你
longer.
完了！
Let the bullets fly a little longer.
中共，你完了！干灭中国共产党这个 CCP， 才能让我们远离恐惧。Take down CCP。
They try to scare the nation with fabrication, but we see through the lies. We won't fall, we will fight you back. Police corruption with crooked assumption. They ran our lives, but no more. We will win. We will take down the CCP. Spread the word all through Hong Kong. We will fight till they're all gone. We rejoice when there's bullets fly a little longer.
站起来吧，
Let the bullets fly a little
被
longer.
奴役的人
Let
们！
the bullets fly a little longer.
行动！
Let the bullets fly a little longer.
行动！
Let the bullets fly a little
你
longer.
完了！
Let the bullets fly a little longer.
Take down CCP！
Bullets fly a little longer, and you will surrender. Let the bullets fly a little longer. We will have freedom to live. We will win. You'll surrender. Let the bullets fly a little longer.
Take down
Let the bullets fly a little
CCP！
longer.
Take down
Let the bullets fly a little
CCP！
longer.
Take down
Let the bullets fly a little
CCP！
longer.
Take down
Let the bullets fly a little
CCP！
longer.
Take down
Let the bullets fly a little
CCP！
longer.
Take down
Let the bullets fly a little
CCP！
longer.
Take down
Let the bullets fly a little
CCP！
longer.
Take down
Let the bullets fly a little longer.
Take down the evil CCP!